talk a lot about pro bono and skilled volunteers, and we've talked a little bit about that already today with Taproot. We also like to say at VolunteerMatch, all volunteers have skills. Nobody's an unskilled volunteer. It's just a matter of, when we talk about skills-based volunteering, it's really much more like pro bono consulting. These volunteers are bringing their professional skills to your organization. They want to, they don't require too much training on the skills, but they're going to require a lot of training about the culture of your organization, how things work in your nonprofit, what it means to be mission-driven. And for those of you who are volunteers in the audience, you want to think about that. Do you know what it means to be mission-driven? A lot of us in the nonprofit field talk about that. Our mission comes first. If you're coming from a corporate environment, you might not really, you talk about the bottom line and are you profitable? Are you making your sales numbers? We're talking about being mission-driven and are we meeting our mission in our community? This is going to require a lot of high-level engagement and project management from your staff. So this can be a different way of thinking about volunteers. It can be a different level of responsibility for your volunteer program manager or your program leaders, whoever would be working with these volunteers. So you want to think about that too. It can take some big thinking within your organization. You want to approach it as if you were going to pay, you're going to write a big check to this volunteer. If you were going to hire them as a consultant, how much would it cost? How much time, how many staff people would you dedicate to making sure that this project is successful? You have to bring that same kind of thinking, that same kind of enthusiasm and commitment to the project as you would if you're using a pro bono consultant, as you would if you were going to pay that consultant. And that's a hard thing to think about, right? We think about our volunteers and we think about, yeah, this is great. If somebody shows up today to do this work, it'd be really fabulous. If not, it's not that big of a deal. It's a lower priority. We sink into that mindset, and that's, if you're thinking about engaging skilled volunteers, that is not okay. These are people who expect to get things done on a much quicker timeline than we often do in the nonprofit field. So you want to really think about making sure that this is a priority and that your organization is ready to move forward with this. And this is what we talked about a little bit already, that staff buy-in. It is so important to success. It's really one of the primary keys. If the executive director or the board president doesn't think that this is even possible, that volunteers can do this kind of work, that they're dependable or reliable, if it's that same idea that you get what you pay for, this might not be the right time to start launching a skilled volunteer program. You want to make sure that the communication is out there and that the staff buy-in has happened. Okay, National Day of Service. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Can you talk a little bit more